Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What's up, people? It's your boy Just I'm here today in Kerbal Space Program. Now, we are very close to the 1.2 release, which is very exciting. I can't wait to get back to some of the mods that have brought me that much closer to Kerbal Space Program. Some of the ones out there like Tweak Scale and MechJeb, and the final releases for Fire Spitter and things of the like, which would be fantastic to actually have again because, well, without them, I kind of get bored of having to do all my launches, and each launch I get to space and I'm just like, I'm done, and then I just bail out. To be completely honest, I really don't. It's been so many launches that it takes me out of the mode of doing anything else. Alright, so this odd craft, we're going to do a series of odd crafts today, and this one right here that you're seeing is indeed quite odd. I'm hoping that wheel holds up, so we'll see what happens. Because I have various odd craft that I did in the 1.2 pre-release, and they actually flew, and I built these trying to test the physics of 1.2 and the different aspects of 1.2 to see what I could get away with. And so these are some of the oddities that I created in order to test this. So what you're seeing here is definitely one of my first oddities, and you can see it is kind of difficult to steer, but it does fly, and that's the big thing, is that it does indeed fly. And what you're seeing here with the aerodynamics overlay is why it does indeed fly. It has a good bit of lift, but it does kind of generally pull in the same direction. Once everything is up and active, it does generally pull in the same direction. So we're going to start this off with this really strange airplane. Give you a good shot up top. And I guess from here we'll take you to my other two favorites that I have done in the pre-release for 1.2. And once we get, once you see these, by the time you see my next KSP video, we should be in the full 1.2 release, I hope. I believe, unless anything severely gets delayed and they have to do away with the 11th timeline, which happens to be Tuesday, which is the 1.2 go live. So, unless anything happens, I believe that is the date promised, and yep, because today's the 9th, so it would be Tuesday. So let's go ahead, and this one is okay, but I want to show you some of the more interesting aircraft that I've built. This one, of course, has various aerodynamic concerns. The wheels aren't fully attached, and oh crap, I totally screwed that up. Well, shucks. What better time to segue into the next aircraft? Just go. Alright, so here we are with Oddity, and this is one of the I thought was one of the greatest odd crafts that I had built. It looks really freaking cool, and the crazy thing is how well it flies. It actually flies really well, which it doesn't look like it should. It has a ton of lift, and it keeps everything out of the way, so it has a ton of viewability, and it can lift off pretty quickly. So let's go ahead, and once it's ready, lift it up off the ground. There we go. Okay, we're good. So it's not as agile as some of the other craft that I've made. Once again, these are weird aircraft that I have used to test out the physics of the game. You can see right here how we have a lot of lift going on from this crazy wing that just happens to work. It just happens to work. You know what? I'll throw in a bonus aircraft of these. Whoa! Of these, and I'll throw in what I think is one of my most agile aircraft that I have built in like ever in this game, because it's kind of ridiculous. It's even better than Egyptiana. Egyptiana has a bit of layover. It falls a bit once you get into a steep turn, but I've made an airplane that seems to ignore the fact that it should be crashing. Oh God! Now, this aircraft is indeed complete stock. and should be able to be used by anyone that is in the 1.2 pre or 1.2 once it drops out. So if you do want, I can indeed post any of these crafts up if you want to test them out for yourself and see if you can do to improve it. But this aircraft here is just, it's a beautiful one that has a good bit of maneuverability without using any of the Panthers. Is still able to fly and maintain a lot of its agility for aircraft of this size, and also it's a crew transport. So there you go. So let's go ahead and show you the next aircraft. These, like I said, this is going to be a quick hit of all the strange aircraft that I did to test the physics of KSP 1.2. Alright, so this weird craft we have here is a little problematic, but it does work. It always wants to drop its thrust. It never thinks it has enough thrust to do what I want it to do, but it does, and it actually balances out pretty well once the intake works properly. So this one actually uses these two cargo bays for its lift. Now this is not something that is, you know, too far-fetched, because I use this idea in several of my landers, and this actually does work once it decides that there's enough intake. Let's check out our intakes, and you see our flow here, and it makes things, well, actually I think I know what's going on. Is another problem I had with this one. Control from here. There we go. Okay, I keep forgetting to do that with this one, and now the aircraft, now it should be able to fly it a bit more normal. There we go. Okay, so that's one of the odd things about this one, is that with the way that I have the actual cockpit, if you put that this way, it tries to flip everything. So instead of facing forward, it needs to be facing upwards, which is not too good when you're trying to fly forwards with this cockpit. So what I do is I'll take something like this, slap a little satellite control unit, like the little Probodyne, and slap that up front here, and then tell it to control from here. Puts me back into normal flight config until the rest of the mods are done, because there's a mod that fixes that. But for now, this aircraft actually flies pretty well once I remember to do that each and every time, which is a bit annoying unless I set it to the root part, which then it will control from air. I know there's ways to get around it, but I still do it. But it actually has some pretty good control for an aircraft like this, and can bank and turn, and we'll show you that yes, you can use these cargo bays as wings. They do work pretty well. You're not going to get as great as lift as you would with a normal wing to weight ratio, but it is still a pretty good aircraft, all things considered. And thinking, I mean, you get to actually have that cargo space along with it, so you can use something like this, carry 2 satellites in the bays, 2, 3, 4. I've actually fit like 6 in these bays. These are really big bays, and then you can actually, you know, take this into orbit, drop them off, and then fly back down as you need to. So this is an aircraft that is probably, good lord, not for the faint of heart. Not for the faint of heart. Okay, can we pull out of that dive? Yes, we can. Holy moly. As you can see, it is not very, it's kind of unruly, but it does work. And it does not like me right now. Oh god. Okay. There we go. Okay, crisis averted for now. So let's go ahead and show you the actual pride of my of the JDSA hangar, and that is going to be an aircraft that has amazing maneuverability and stability, and it does use a lot of wings. I'll be right back. Alright, so here's probably what everybody's been waiting for. This is Ridge 1. Weird name, but that's the name of it. And take a look at the design here. This is the weird design that I came up with for this one. You see we have a layer of wings, a layer of winglets, and it actually flies really well. Instead of a normal tail fin, we are using these wings here. We actually have these 2 controlled surfaces, the elevons, as the cap to this, which actually lends some assistance in rolling. So what you're seeing here is a way that you can get a really stable aircraft and use a design that's slightly outside of the box to make something work really well. And we have the double winglets up front for stability. So let's go ahead and let's get this thing off the ground here. Alright, so I need to turn these off. Okay, there we go. So right now we are only with the Weasley engine. And we're going to maneuver like we have those Panthers on. So this is just that one Weasley powering this at the moment. So let's go ahead and do a quick turn here. And come back. Whoa! Almost lost control there. That was a nervous moment. I was about to embarrass myself. Alright, so this one, I built this one because I wanted to be able to maneuver in and out of the mountains, and I wanted to be able to do it without worrying about really coming into contact with very many things. And so if I bring this back, I can actually level this out to a certain point to where I can actually go in circles as long as I want. And I just gotta tweak this a little bit. There we go. And what you'll see is that the speed will drop down, and then the speed will pick back up, and then it'll drop down, and it'll pick back up. And pretty much, I sat here one time and flew in circles for about 10 minutes, and I just sat there and held the S button, and just sat there and stared at the screen for like 10 minutes. I was just like, my jaw was kept dropping further, because I was like, I can't believe this thing is still flying in circles for this long, but it has that much stability. A complete stock craft with that much stability. Just by rethinking a few of the different aspects of design, you can create an aircraft that can do this with just one Weasley engine. So if I turn on the Panthers, of course, we gain a lot more maneuverability and things get a little crazy. So let's go ahead and cut those on. And then we're going to turn off our Weasley engine. Alright, Weasley's off, Panthers are on. Now our turns get even sharper. And we can actually cut it a little bit more. And so here you go, you have this incredibly tight turning aircraft that can stay really stable in the air. That is something that I've been trying to design for so long that this is dang ridiculous. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what it can do with these Weasleys on here. I'm sorry, Panthers, not Weasleys. Now, with the additional maneuverability, you're going to see that you're able to actually cut things in really close and not overly concern yourself with how close you're flying to the ground, because, well, you can bail out of that at any given time. So I can, yes, I can get a little closer and a little closer and a little closer. And then we do a full G-turn back around, spin it, and we're back in action. So this aircraft is definitely one of my more favorite aircraft. On the roll, it's a bit dangerous because the roll is a bit vicious on this thing. And you have to really be careful. Definitely hit caps lock anytime you're going to roll with this thing. That was close. I saw the shadow on that one. Oh my god, that was cool. So yeah, this is one of those aircrafts that you can pretty much take and do whatever you want with, and it typically can handle it at any given time. Oh god! Except for that, I got a little cocky. I got so cocky. Gear down. Oh no, I couldn't see something. Alright, here we go. Oh, oh, got it. Oh, God. Good Lord, that was awesome. We are, like, literally doing a slalom through the mountain peaks. That is freaking awesome. Oh, my God. All right, here we go. Coming through this one, and we're going to dive down. And pull up through the trees. I freaking love this plane. This plane is so ridiculous to fly. Alright. Don't know what's over here, but here we go. And diving down again. Alright, let's go. Where should we go now? Alright, let's go up. We're going to go up the front face of this mountain here. Alright, here we go, here we go. Oh, this is invigorating. A little butt clincher. Whoa! Oh my god! Holy crap! That was a little closer than I intended it to be, actually. Alright, here we go. Keeping it tight, keeping it tight, keeping it tight, keeping it tight, keeping it tight. Oh! Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa, jeez, okay. Okay, I'm not the greatest pilot in the world, but I am so fully confident in this aircraft right now. This one is so fantastic. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna try to cruise just above everything here. Okay. Oh. Oh. This is such a cool feeling. It is like, if I had this in the cockpit, I would have crashed this so many times already. I would have crashed this so many times because I'm just not used to flying like this with any of the aircraft in the game. Alright, let's cut through here. Oh man, alright. And pulling up. Pulling up. And it's hard to see it through this rock on the rock face, but we're gonna come in close. Ooh. Oh god. Oh. It's a little weird when you're doing it because you're trying to adjust for the mountain so tight, and I know that wing is coming dangerously close to everything. Okay, here we go. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. This is definitely a freaking awesome plane. Just how close you can skim over everything. That is a great feeling until I get too cocky and then I run into everything. Alright, that's enough from showing off. That is a great feeling though. That is an awesome airplane and I would love to fly that one. Oh man. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. Actually, I'm going to get on out of here with one of my other planes, so I'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to get on out of here, and I'm going to exit out with a nice little aircraft. That is my Superliner, which is a high-speed, mid-range transport craft. So we're going to go ahead and get this going. So, yeah, we should be live. Everything should be live on the 11th for 1.2, which is really exciting for some people, and a lot of people wanted my perspective on the devs leaving all together en masse, the original team. What are my feelings on that? Well, it was bound to happen. Let's be honest. When you take a team set onto a goal, they're going to work towards that goal till its completion, and then once that team is done with that goal, they're probably going to shift up to something else. In this instance, it happens to be that they have shifted to oh, that's the wrong engines, isn't it? Yes, it was. They have shifted to a different project. I don't know what project that would be, but they are shifting gears, and so you bring in your new team. So pretty much it's how almost everything is going to go, unless you are a dedicated studio. You're going to go and You know, you get a game, you get it to where you want it to be, and if you are a regular development team, you develop X product, get it to a point to where you say we're done, and then another team comes in and maybe they do upgrades, backup, maintenance, and in this case there are some different features that people would like to see. Indeed, I'd like to see multiplayer, and I'm very glad they did double down on that in their comment on Tumblr, which is fantastic. So I am very glad to say that I have the utmost confidence in Squad and whatever team they bring in to stay true to what the game is, the meaning of the game, stay true to the bug fixes, stay true to the flavor of the game. They're not going to make everything super ultra realistic. They're going to give us, you know, this super physics, it's not even super physics. They're going to give us a pretty good physics type game and give us the modules to build this. They're not going to sit back and do like Project Era from Google, where they get something they're like modular-ish, not really. Forget the project. You know, they're not going to Google this project. They're not going to throw it away and forget about it. This team is they're going to stay dedicated. This team and the teams after are going to stay dedicated to this game to keep the bug fixes, make it more stable, fix the problems, and give us. They've already given us this fantastic game that's able to do so much. And there's so much more that they intend. Like what they were mentioning on the Tumblr, they were talking about colonization and even multiplayer. Now, if they're able to deliver on those, well, that would be just damn great. Because I would love to see multiplayer, colonization. I would love to see continuous expansion, mod support, all these different things. I'd love to see them stock. Some mods just didn't make it to stock. Maybe they'll do like Minecraft and they'll continue to expand out. Like Minecraft right now is a freaking beast, let's be honest. And it started as a bare bones thing and it expanded out into this amazing game. Same thing with Elite. It started off kind of bare bones and it's currently expanding out into this great thing. You need to do so. My advice, if you're kind of nervous, have confidence. You purchase the game, have confidence in this team and the teams after to stay true to the game, stay true to the fan base, and continue to create, build this wonderful game that we all are playing and enjoying. That is my take on it. So I mean, I'd say the same thing to the developers if I was face to face with them, and I'd say the same to you guys if I was face to face when we were having a few beers, which I'm currently running low on. So I definitely need more beers. So yeah, I just be patient, have confidence. If you're running into errors, continue to let the team know, and we'll let the community know too. Sometimes we in the community can help out just as well. So do indeed, you know, have some faith. I think we'll get everything we asked for if you haven't already. I've received this game when I bought this game. I never thought I'd be playing this far, and I really am impressed with how far this game has come. So I definitely have gotten my money's worth. I have over 3,000 hours. People out there have more. We have gotten our money's worth from this game. Let's be honest. Return on interest is amazing when you put 3,000 hours into a game. So that's just my take on it. So definitely let me know what you think. We are approaching Mach 4 in our transport transport aircraft, which has demolished what the Concorde would be able to do, and we're just going from one continent to the next one. And I've flown this one a few times. This is what I do in my pastime when I'm really bored watching YouTube videos. I just fly continent to continent with aircraft and see how well I can do it. This one has about 5 more minutes before it can make it over there, but it still can do pretty well. But yeah, that is my take on it. This aircraft is pretty cool. If you want it, let me know if you have a use for it. Its cargo bay is completely taken up with that not solid booster, but with that giant twin bore that I have jammed in here. So definitely let me know if you want any of these aircraft for studying. Like I said, I use a lot of these aircrafts to study the physics of flight for the aircraft. So if this game was any more of a physics engine and it was super accurate, I would be playing it even more because I'd be testing out physics even more. So anyhow, if you like what you see, and hit that like button, drop me in the comment, let me know what you think, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. For now, this is your boy Twa, and I'm out. Peace. And let me know which airplane was your favorite of all these 4. Which airplane was your favorite, and why? I'll catch you guys later. Peace. For real this time. Bye. Wait. Press space to exit planet. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. We're losing. Oh my god. We lost all our wheels. But we're airborne.